I spent 4 days in Dubai as a budget backpacker, and this is how much I spent. Doing one of the most expensive cities in the world as a budget backpacker was near on impossible, but I tried my best, sort of. This was the last stop on a 6-month trip around Southeast Asia and Asia in general, I guess, because I ended up going to Dubai. It was a very impromptu stop, and it was actually a month earlier than I was intending on going because I took a new job back home and blah, blah, blah. So I did have a bit of extra money, and after the first day, after realizing how expensive Dubai is and how near on impossible it is to do it on a budget, I decided to stop stressing about the money and just spend the money. Like, I wasn't spending ridiculous money just for the sake of spending money, but I decided to stop stressing about doing it on a budget because it's not really possible. As always in these videos, I won't talk about flights because there's not really any point. I was flying from Bangkok to Dubai. However, flight prices are going to change massively depending on where you're flying from in the world. So I stayed in one of the cheapest hostels that I could find that still looked fairly decent. I'm not even going to tell you the name of it because it was so shit. I don't want you to stay there. In fact, I should probably tell you the name so you don't stay in Elegance Hostel. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It cost me £73 for 4 nights. Coming from Lao, which was £3 a night on hostels, that hurt the bank. But as I say, it's Dubai. I have to get used to spending a bit more money. Spend a little bit more. Don't stay there. Just don't stay there. So let's start at the cheapest expense. The cheapest expense for me over these 3-4 days was my mobile SIM card, which cost me £10.77. There is already a video on this channel which is everything you need to know about going to Dubai, and in that video I explain how they give you a SIM card on arrival when you get to the airport. I didn't find out until after I left that the SIM card I got, well, the one they give you in the airport, is one of the most expensive providers. So I had to pay £10.77 to get 2 gigabytes of data, which I ended up using in like a day, which was painful. And I learned my lesson and just decided to stick to free Wi-Fi. I spent £17.58 on souvenirs. It's because I got a couple of little Christmas presents and stuff like that for my family back home. Obviously money I didn't need to spend, but yeah, I got a few bits, about £17.58 for those. Transportation will be one of your biggest expenses because there's barely any public transport, so you have to get taxis pretty much everywhere. I spent 104.41 pence on transportation, so that's taxi from the airport back to the airport, cabs around. I did get a metro twice because it runs along the superhighway, but it's not particularly convenient. So mainly cabs, cost me £104.41. Food, I spent £118.43 on. I didn't go out of my way to eat expensive. I had a Nando's a couple of times and I ate a Burger King and McDonald's a few times. In all honesty, I was sort of binging on Western food because I could. I could have eaten cheaper, but I also could have eaten a lot more expensive. So yeah, I don't think I spent too badly on food. And activities was £164.84. Those activities were the Desert Safari Tour, which was unbelievable and a must do if you go to Dubai. Going up the Burj Khalifa, which also must do if you're going to Dubai because that was awesome. And going up the view from the Palm, which was also pretty damn good, and I would highly recommend it. It's the best way to see the Palm. Probably second only to skydiving, but that's like £600 and I'm not that fast. So for 4 days in Dubai, I spent £416.02. 4 days, 3.5 days in Dubai. I don't think that's that bad at all. An average of what, £105 per day? Not too bad at all if you ask me, especially considering the activities I did made up almost half of that amount of money. I would 100% recommend Dubai. Just know that it's probably not for the budget travellers. It's expensive, but I don't regret going. It was an amazing trip and it was an amazing way to end my trip around Southeast Asia this year. As always, if you find this helpful, please drop a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're interested in seeing what I got up to in Dubai, the travel vlog is up that side. And also everything you need to know about Dubai, I think I linked earlier in the video, so that'll also be in the description. And that's it. Don't forget to take the shot. Peace.